Hey everybody, welcome to Michigan Golf Review. I'm Pat Evans. With me today is Zach Guy. Recently Andrew, Zach, and I recorded a review of Pilgrim's Run, a little bit north here of Grand Rapids as part of the Michigan Golf Review podcast and what we're doing. And it was very high scoring. It's one of our favorite courses we've played in Michigan, maybe ever. As many times as we can, we try to get up there. So it ranked well. And as soon as we posted it, Pilgrim's Run commented on the video, and I was like, whoa, this is awesome. Because again, we're a fairly new entity, and it's great to see courses kind of responding and being receptive of what we're doing. So that was cool. So we ended up talking to them, and sure enough, they wanted to be interviewed. So here we have one of our interview episodes where Zach and I sat down with Michael Rey. What's his title, Zach? I don't even remember correctly.
Director of Golf.
Director of Golf. He runs the golf, which is what we talk about. So
pretty much runs the course.
Fun. It was a lot of fun to chat with him and kind of get the behind the scenes stuff of why, they do the way, take so much care of the course and why it's so special to play as a golfer. And so it was a lot of fun. So let's go check out our chat with Michael.
Some popcorn.
Today we're welcoming Michael from Pilgrim's Run. Real excited about this interview today, and let's just get going. How long have you been with the course?
So I've been a part of this for 4 years. I took over from a living legend in Jeff O'Malley, who had been here for 23 and a half. And then he had to retire because of health reasons. And I've been very fortunate to land this gig. I think it's the most special place in the golf business. It's quite the gig.
Were you, very familiar with it before you took the job, or was this kind of something that you stumbled into and then discovered how great it was?
Yes. So I had known Jeff for quite a while through the West Michigan Golf Show and visiting the golf course a couple times. When he talked to me about the position here, I had just moved out to Massachusetts actually to get out of the golf business. My wife had taken a job out there. And so I actually turned down the gig right away. And because I really thought I was done with the golf business and wanted to be out there. And about a week later, good Lord came and snapped me on the head and said, you'd be a real fool if you don't take this opportunity. Jeff tried to talk about how good this place was. And I really wasn't paying much attention to that. And then when I got the position officially and start digging deeper into this, wow, it's just crazy cool. The history of this place for 25 years plus, it's just amazing.
Now, the conversation I have with my wife on the weekends when I want to go play 5 hours of golf is pretty tough. You had to have a conversation with your wife about moving to a different state to run a golf course. That I'm sure you handled that well, as we all do. But you mentioned that not knowing too much about the course and kind of getting into it, it opened up kind of like your eyes to how special the course is. I think on the outside, for those of us that are not fully involved with the course, we've seen this rise from like a hidden gem that not many people knew about to now like an absolute destination for not just like Michigan golf, but I think Midwestern golf. When I look around at the chat boards and hear people talking, this name comes up a lot. What does that look like on your side?
Yeah, we've taken this up a notch from the past. My whole deal when I came here was to find the family history and bring it back to life. Mr. Van Kampen, when he originally had it, or when he originally built this thing, it was closed on Sundays. It was meant for the family. It's the reason why our clubhouse is so small. It wasn't meant to be out for the public to play on. And so just listen to the family history of this place to I guess try and get more people here. That's what I've been doing, and it's worked. Again, we are very faith-based here. Our ownership, there's 5 pastors in our ownership here, and so we spend very little on advertising for this place. It's just the will of God that brings it full circle. He supplies, and he gives us what we need to keep afloat. So we're constantly in lead from his direction, and yeah, it's amazing. It really is amazing.
When we, obviously we did the ranking, the three of us here at Michigan Golf Review, and it ranked very well. And then we did, of course, ding on history because it isn't a very old course when you're looking at some of the other courses around West Michigan. So I guess, can you give us a bit of that deeper history from why it started back in the 90s and kind of make us change our score?
Sure. So again, it was originally just for the family, and they ended up spending a lot more money on this project than was budgeted, and so at that point they decided that it was time to open it up to the public. But the original portion of it, which makes it fascinating as all get up, is Mr. Van Campen brought in 6 of his employees to design the golf course. It's part of the Mike DeVries tour, but Mike came in at the final touches and helped us with the green complexes and some bunkering around those greens. It was the visualization from a gentleman by the name of Chris Shoemaker that did a lot of the layout, but then those 6 individuals, they drew 3 numbers out of a hat, and those are the 3 holes that those guys got to design. So 6 guys, 3 holes. I mean, I couldn't trust 6 of my friends to do something like this. If I did, it wouldn't turn out this well. It truly is remarkable what this whole project came about with 6 different personalities, right? To form something to be like this, unheard of and never be done again.
Yeah, you would not get that feeling on the course. If you've not played this course before, when you play this course, it feels, I totally thought Mike DeVries had designed the whole thing because it feels very cohesive, and all the holes remind me of each other, if that makes sense.
Exactly. And that's the best part. I think Chris did a great job of putting this thing together that way. And the 6 guys, I mean, it was Mr. Van Campen's ultimate lead and ultimate say of yay, nay, don't like that idea. I mean, we tried doing some bunkering with some initials in it, and it ended up getting taken out of there just because it got too hokey and whatnot. And so, yeah, it was, how it turned out was, again, spectacular.
That is interesting. I wonder if we could guess like which holes were designed by which person. I mean, I don't think I could if I tried. Do you have an example of who might have designed 3 holes, or which 3 holes might have been designed by one person?
Yeah, so Jerry Tranel was very fortunate on his draw, but also a lot of pressure became on that draw. Jerry was my general manager, who I reported to basically for the Van Campen family until this last December. He retired. And so, but his draw was on holes 1 and holes 12 and hole 18. So he got the first hole, which puts a lot of pressure on the opening design, right? You got to design this thing right off the get-go as something pretty special to get people's attention. And he did a fantastic job. And then hole 12, he did an amazing job with, especially if you play the far back tees. That golf course is hard back there on 12. And then 18, a great closing hole that comes from the word entice. It entices you to go over that little pond down there. We've added a lot to it now with the wall that's brand new a couple years ago, just so you can actually see that ball flight and see where it lands. But yeah, to draw holes 1 and 18 and have the first hole and the last hole be the impression for people, quite the impressive design work by Mr. Tranel. And that's not to take away from the other 5 designers as well, because you can't pick a bad hole out here, really. No. Yeah, you have really 18 really strong holes that do mesh together to make a great 18.
Yeah, it's a really good mix of playable yet still challenging, and especially on 1 and 18, there's the whole risk reward element that you have going on. Where on 1, if you want to go for the green on your second shot, you really have to tend with that tree and the ravine or valley, whatever that would be. There's a whole mess of trouble you can get into if you're trying to go for it, or you could just go around and there's plenty of room for you to go around.
Yeah, it's an easier hole if you go left because it takes the trouble out of it. I find that you get that bunker short of the green or that little ravine there, that little valley there right in front of the green. It's a narrow green to hit in too, so it's a tough go. Mm-hmm. So the smarter play is to play it outside and way left, and so you'd avoid those tall pine trees that are blocking that green, and then you got a better chance at birdie there, I think, personally. Mm-hmm. But yeah, 18 is another good one. It
Yeah.
it's more of a nuisance for us as someone who runs the golf course, because everyone wants to wait until the green clears to try it. I mean, these guys hit the ball 245 yards and it's 246 to carry, but the green's only 300. So they're waiting for the green to clear just in case they hit this really good shot. And all of a sudden now there's a backup on hole 18. And so it's a bit of a nuisance. I've been trying to get that hole lengthened here for a while, but then again, it takes away the entice portion of it. And so I haven't won any favor on that one and lengthen that hole.
It's true. Hey, news alert to all the hackers out there. You're not going to hit the green on this. I mean, if you do, good for you, but worth a shot for sure.
It does happen. We've actually gotten to a point where on Thursday through Saturday, we push those two tee markers back onto the one tee box just to kind of make it a little more challenge for them. If it's up on front a little bit, then it brings that play and you can probably drive it. You might be able to drive it. And that just takes it, just makes it a little bit slow play on that last hole.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've been there 4 years. As Zach alluded to, it's kind of become a mecca for Midwestern golf. What has the growth been like from your perspective in the years you've been there?
Well, there's been a couple of huge benefits for us that have taken place. So there's this little group called No Laying Up. I think most people in the golf world have heard of this group. They came and did a podcast the fall before I started, and then it really got released right before I came on board. So here I am looking like a hero, making this place really busy. Well, this video did a great deal for my success too here, right? They compared us. They said, what would you rather play, Pine Valley, which is the #1 golf course in the world, or Pilgrim's Run? And they said Pilgrim's Run. It perks a lot of people's ears, right? So we've had to change our business model a lot with that, because now we've had people, we used to be 3 weeks out and you can only book it 3 weeks out and that was it. And now we've got people from all over the world trying to book this thing. And so we've had to open up right away, early November. We opened up for the following year for the entire season. So we have all our tournaments already scheduled, all the leagues already on the tee sheet, so we know where to avoid. And then November 3rd comes this year, and we're opening this tee sheet up. Last winter, we booked 11,000 rounds over the winter time. So we were about a third of the way full before we even got going. And it's nothing to say what Arcadia Bluffs is doing, because they're pretty much 80% booked by the time you get to the start of the season. But this is something new for a business model for us to be able to open that up and get people's attention to book early. So it's getting to a point now where people are getting frustrated because they can never play here. It's in such demand. Good problem to have. And then the other thing that happened was obviously COVID came by and got a whole different generation in this golf game. It's been delightful to have new faces play this game. It's a learning curve for them as well, on like teaching pace of play and repairing ball marks and divots and bunkers and all that stuff. So you're training out a different crowd as well. But it's an absolute blessing of watching how the golf game is actually blown up right now. It's fantastic. So I really stepped into it at a lucky time for Pilgrims. Came in again with those two things going on. Came with a bunch of different fresh ideas to try and give us a fresh look as well to increase that. So yeah, it's been great timing for Michael to be on board here at Pilgrims.
Yeah. All credit to you, man.
Not at all. Not at all. It all goes to God. We all know that right here. So I'm just a part of it and following in that vision.
Awesome. Yeah. You mentioned the divots, and that's something that we as players are noticing. It's not just, your course. It's almost every course since the pandemic hit. Folks just have a tough time taking care of their ball marks and replacing their divots. And it's something we at Michigan Golf Review are going to start focusing on in our content too, is just educating folks on why that needs to happen and the benefits of it, and encouraging people to do it more often. Do you have to go out and go ahead.
No, it's a must. I thank you guys for doing that kind of thing moving forward too, because there is a lot of new faces. I mean, this sport has grown exponentially, and we need to make sure that we're training these people that are. I mean, they skipped the junior golf phase where we taught all that stuff, and so they're coming in as adults and not understanding how to take care of the golf course and why it's important. I mean, we're $99 this year, and the people that play at 4:00 should get the same golf course that the people did at 7:00. And so it just takes that person, those people that are playing in between that 7:00 time and that 4:00 time to help maintain. So yeah, it's huge. So thank you for moving forward with that and helping. I know there's a couple other podcasts that are out there. I've joined a couple other that we talked about raking bunkers and all that important stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's very important. And so thank you.
Yeah. And the general rule of thumb, folks, fix your divot and then find one other to fix and you'll be just fine.
That rule has been intact since I was in high school, before my high school golf coach. So, and that was many years ago. So it's a great rule, and I'm glad it's still alive.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, so we're talking probably a huge influx in terms of rounds played compared to 10 years ago at Pilgrims. Zach, I know before we came on, you were talking about all the cool things you guys do to cater to golfers and make it a really great experience. I mean,
so I'm going to interrupt you for a second there, because I lost your connection there. I lost your
oh no,
I couldn't hear your voice there. So sorry, you got to repeat that question.
No, yeah. So before we came on, Zach was talking about, how you guys do such a great job of catering to golfers and just making it an all encompassing great experience. And especially when you've had such a big influx of rounds played, probably compared to a decade ago.
Right.
I mean, how do you ensure that it is just a really special experience for everybody who tees off there?
Okay, so it starts off with the staff right at the bag drop, right? So I can train anyone how to do the golf business. I can't train someone how to smile. And so if you come on property, you're going to see a smiling face guaranteed right at the bag drop. And so they're going to welcome you, grab your clubs and put it on, right? The key things that we do behind the scenes, we have a starter time every hour on the 50s. So the 750, 850, 950, 1050 are all starter times throughout the day. Unless it's a bigger group that allows us to, then we'll push that starter time back. But we're only allowing 5 groups an hour out on the golf course. Pace of play was the biggest issue that this golf course faced prior to when I got here. And so we looked at it as, do we need 250 rounds or 270 rounds like we did on Senior Tuesdays? And the answer was no, because we gave them a deal, and then the play got really slow, and then everyone got grumpy. Okay, well, let's take this out of context. Let's change our business model here, and let's make sure that the experience here is what people remember. And so pace of play is very important. We try and do it in 4.5 hours here. Obviously, there's some new faces that show up to this place that are kind of enamored by it and take a little slower time and take some pictures and whatnot. So it can bottle up a little bit here and there. But again, we have that start time, so it's not going to affect the whole entire day anymore. So it gets people around. Again, so we have those kind of things going on. And then, I mean, it's all people here. It really is the people that make this place great. Ken and his staff on the maintenance side of things. Ken's been here for 30 years. He was one that helped put irrigation into the ground. And so he knows every nook and cranny of this property, right? So there's a consistency there. I've got an assistant here, 2 assistants that have been here for 21 years total combined now. So they're legal to drink for their work efforts here at this point, right? And so it's how the ownership treats our staff, and our staff don't really feel the need to leave, and we're wanting to be here to help service the customer. I would put our service level up against anyone. We've got people here all over the place. There's two people at bag drop at all times. We have a starter and a ranger at all times. There's 3 people in the golf shop, 2 people at the snack shop. I mean, there's people everywhere here to make sure that you're taken care of when you walk on property. And again, it's all about that smile. It's always here. It's part of our uniform. It's got to be on. So yeah, it's unique. It's pretty special, and it's a tribute to the ownership too, of allowing me to schedule that many people. They're okay with it because it gives jobs to our locals around here, right? So they're okay supporting that. And again, it just sets us above because of the amount of staff that are around here.
You really can feel it as a player. You really can feel it. It's funny that you mentioned these touch points along the way between like bag drop and concessions or checking in, because it's something that, like, I guess I couldn't pinpoint as a player, but now that you mention it, I'm like, you know what? Even right from the get-go, the first employee I talked to, it was just a very genuine, honest, fun interaction. And I won't mention any names of other courses, but it does seem like at other courses when you go there, some people feel compelled to serve you or compelled to do their job a little bit. I just don't get that impression from the folks at your place.
No, we're very, very excited to have every guest that comes on board here. It's just who we are and what we're about. And again, it's a model of the right people and hiring the right people. And these kids just don't leave. I mean, the longevity of it, these kids are just, it's amazing. I mean, we want them to move on and be successful, right? And find other avenues. But yeah, I mean, we get them at 16 years old and they stay through college and then some. So
That's
it's a
great.
fun little mesh of people here. It's great.
That's great. And yeah, I mean, you talk about the touch points, like just the starter. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
huge key employee because you're kicking off the first tee, and
Right. Yeah,
you know,
and it's everywhere. I mean, the ranger will be the same person. He'll come by and smile at you and check in and see how you're doing. I mean, we started a program here. It's called the Caught Being Good. I'm not sure if you guys were recipients of it when you were here, but we catch you guys taking care of our golf course, and we're going to reward you with a little discount in the golf shop. So, and it doesn't matter what you guys are doing to take care of it. If you're fixing that ball mark or raking that bunker or repairing a divot or even throwing your own trash away, and we'll take care of you because you're taking care of us. So it's that generally giving back to those that are giving us. So it helps a full circle.
and I do have to say too, I love the 10-minute tee times because you know now you're getting places with 8 minutes or 7 minutes sometimes, and you're immediately stressed out because there's people right on behind you.
And then throw that starter time in there as well, and then it's like just feel like you're on your own island out there playing golf. Really, so that again sets us apart a little different. We're not at it for the total money package, right? We're in there about for the experience for the golfer and making sure that they pass it on to the next person, and they want to send people this direction as well. It's a heck of a lot better than advertising. I tell you, it saves a lot of money.
We do. I mean,
I can imagine.
We certainly appreciate not just hiking up to prices where you probably could, you know, and deservedly could, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we are next year a little bit. We just had the meeting on Wednesday, so I know that prices are going to go up. It's been 3 years since we've done anything again.
Oh wow.
So yeah, we've been under the inflation rate, and the cost of labor is not getting any cheaper with minimum wage going up. So we're going to see some rates increasing next year, but it's not, again, it's going to be well below what this golf course deserves. Well below so we're ranked 11th in the state, according to Golf Week magazine for public golf courses. And we're still well below all of the ones that are in front of us.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like at some courses, you know, you can actually play the game of golf and the game of golf is there for you. But it really does feel like at Pilgrim's Run, there's more of a, like a honing of the game of golf, or a more of a bigger picture about what it means to play golf and be on a course and get out in nature. There's also the stories kind of behind each hole. You mentioned 18 is Entice.
Yeah.
I think there's a book, not named Pilgrim's Run, but some story
Progress.
here. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you let us know about that?
Yeah. So Pilgrim's Progress, it's the second most read book in the English literature, so next to the Bible.
Wow.
Pilgrim's Progress is a book about a gentleman by the name of Christian. It talks about Christian's journey through life. And it's about a Christian and his journey to the celestial city. And so our whole names are all based around that journey throughout Christian's book, throughout Pilgrim's Progress. So value of humility. Hold on. I got them right here. I just had to get the scorecard. I didn't want to run blank, but like difficulty and deception, sleepy temptation. All these are portions of Christian's journey throughout the book. And so again, you dig deeper into the history of this place, and it's just powerful what they did here. It's crazy cool what they've got going on. So yeah, it's all part of that journey of Christian. And so the designer, Chris Shoemaker, he went did named all these holes and had a description written up on all of these holes as well, about how you play it through the eyes of Pilgrim's Progress. Again, totally cool. No one's done this. This is one of a kind. It really is special.
I've heard of named holes before, but never like on a journey, like a path, like starting at 1 and getting to 18, and never in correlation with like an actual book or a story. Very unique.
Hole one is Pleasant Arbor. I mean, it just sets the tone. If you read it, if you read Pleasant Harbor, it just relaxes you, right? And
Mhm.
that's the mantra that we have here. I mean, we're really we've heard it so many times that when they drive on property, they feel different. And it's again, it's not us. It's God driven here at this place, and you feel at peace at here because of His leadership over us and this property. And it's a totally different mindset than any other place because of it. Very cool. It's yeah,
Yeah.
it's unique.
So you've already hinted at raising the prices next year.
Yeah.
You're booked up, and I don't think that's going to change just because you raise the price a little bit.
Yep.
What I guess then are kind of the goals in the next few years for the course? Like
Uh,
what kind of visions are you having?
yeah. No. So again, so we made a couple of changes this year for our staff. We gave them the opportunity to put their go-to Bible verse on their name tag, which is totally unique. Again, we're very proud of our Christian faith here. And so, of the 55 employees that wear the name tag, 51 of them gave their Bible verse. And so, our whole deal currently is to draw people closer to the God. Hole 16 saw a little bit of a change this year as well. I'm not sure if you guys played it with the cross up on the corner there. There you
I
go.
think I recall that. Yeah.
Yeah, we just added a cross, and it's going to continue to get better with that story too, because the sign basically reads that to have focus on the cross because there's trouble left and trouble right. You got trouble left with the sand, you got trouble right with the water. But if you keep your focus on the cross as in everyday life, everything is going to turn out okay. And so our whole mission here is to bring people closer to the Christ, and it hasn't been. It's people aren't shying away from us because of our vision, right? I had a meeting when we did our 25th anniversary special with one of the owners, and I said, "Hey, they want to take it this route. Are you okay?" And the route was to share. It was called Faith and Fairways, and the owner said, "If we ever stop talking about our faith and how this was built, we're at a terrible injustice to Pilgrim's Run." And so again, I've taken that point and taken it to on steroids now, and have put the Bible verses on name tags. We brought the cross out with that story. The original story on hole 16 was there was a bunker out there on that hillside in the shape of a cross. The trouble was it wouldn't sit up enough where people could tell that it was a cross, and so they really didn't know what it was. And it was just a maintenance nightmare for our staff to try and manicure that thing to because of all the angles and whatnot, right? So they just bulldozed it in and started over. Well, he told me that story, and it's like, well, that's such a unique and crazy good story that let's bring that one back to life as well. So there comes the erection of the cross, put out in the woods, just on the right line, right down the middle of the fairway. And we got some stuff coming to help advertise that. Right now, there's a plaque right on the 16th tee box that people drive past because of the different hole locations, the different tee box areas. And so we're getting something created there for that, so people will know why that cross is there, and it's just not looks like a burial, but it's not. It has a deep meaning to it. So that's our vision currently with what's going on these last couple of years. As far as course improvements, I mean, we've done a lot in these last 4 years as well. We've added cart paths that were worn out after 23 years, so we've added new cart paths on the front and back. So that's been 3 and 4 years ago now. We added the retaining wall on hole 18 there. Last year, we got to do something to our innards. We had to do irrigation. Irrigation system was 25 years old, so we spent a lot of money on that program there. The unfortunate part is the golfer doesn't get to see that expense, right? So they just see the great golf course. Well, irrigation's expensive as heck, and so that's a major one that we had to tackle before it was totally shut down and broken on us. So we did that fix last year. Right now, I don't know what the future plans are for what we're going to do differently. Um, we want to match the pond on 18 on hole 2, and then maybe on hole 16 as well. Again, a healthy ticket item. There's some, because we're 25 years old, there's some repair work that, again, behind the scenes that needs to take place that's pretty extensive. But again, I don't know exactly what direction they're going to go. We're just trying to keep up with the Joneses now at this point and try and see if we can't crack that top 10 for public golf courses in Michigan. And so we'll continue offering the great staff that we have. And yeah, that's the best answer that I could give you on that one. Unfortunately, there's no big aha moments. We're not building a new clubhouse right now. We're not redoing a driving range, unfortunately, right now. So, but we're well, they have a plan. They have something in mind of what they're going to do, and I'm just happy to be part of it.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you'll break the top 10 soon. If we
I
have
always look
anything
for
to
your
do with
guys'
it.
name on these lists. Whenever the lists come out, I'm like Pilgrim's Run, Pilgrim. Like you got to be on there soon. The fact that
Well,
you're not in the top 100 lists is kind of a crime.
well,
Golf
and some of it
magazine.
though. Thank you for the plug there, Zach. But so some of the issues with those ratings can be a little bit subjective, right? Some of them are
Yeah.
coming from how much money do you spend in advertising with our catalog or with our magazine? Okay, so you spent
Yeah.
enough money where now you're going to be here in the rating. We spend $0. So being 11 in the state without advertising on these places, it means it shows how powerful we are.
That's
That
true.
we're a pretty good golf course without spending the money to get in there. Golf Now, we dropped Golf Now 4 years ago now, 3 years ago now. And since we dropped off of them, we've lost all their ratings completely. So it just shows that it's just the power of where we sit with how much money we spend on these companies. So don't get totally fooled with the rating system. Um, yes, there are very good golf courses in front of us, and that's great. We love to play them and love to see what they do different than us. That's our mission, is to go and try these golf courses and see how we can improve. And we'll steal ideas. We're not afraid of taking some good ones, because we do want to crack that deal. But I know we're the outsider looking in because of the fact that we just don't spend the money on advertising, and we're okay with that.
How
That is
often? Oh,
crazy.
yeah. Go ahead, Zach.
I was just going to say, I come from a brand and marketing background, and there's always this challenge that, you should identify your mission and your vision and your values and stick to what makes you, and you will be fine. You generally can reduce your amount of advertising or marketing dollars. You're at $0 right now, and everyone knows about you, at least in the area here. Your reputation is stellar, and it's just a great case study in absolute how to run an organization. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead,
I
Pat.
love that, Zach. Thank you. I appreciate those comments. That's exactly what we love to hear. Go to Google and put us a 5.0 star and then write that down. That'd be fantastic.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Just kidding.
I think we're approaching our time here, but I think that begs the question, because you did say you get out to other courses to play. How often do you get to play the course?
Here, it's not right now. It's not as much as I would like, to be honest with you. I put in a lot of hours, and that's okay, because I love being here. It's not really called work anymore when you enjoy so much what you do. I get to walk around and shake hands with people and make sure that they're having a great time, and so that's my main role for Pilgrim's Run, is to make sure that I'm the liaison. I'm walking around and making sure their day is great. And then when I'm done working, I'd rather go home and spend time with my wife than play the game of golf. So I've got a wife that works a lot too. So when we get time, that's where home is for me. So golfing right now, it's not a must. I play it maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. And that's not a lie. My staff would probably say I play it less. I'm probably over exaggerating that I play it once every 3 weeks. But again, the passion isn't there to do that when there's other better things for me to do personally in my lifetime.
Heard that.
Amen.
Well,
right.
I hope we get out there again soon, Zach, and we can meet you in person. That would be great. But yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us and help us share your story. And I don't know, we love it, clearly. And
thank you
chat
for
again
allowing me
soon.
to come on and share the story, right? Because we need more people to hear about who we are and what we're about, and it's not just golf here, right? I mean, if you're coming to drink it up and have fun, obviously we don't sell liquor here. It's not who we are. We're not what we're about. Half the people don't get cell phone service out here because we're stuck in the middle of nowhere, and so it's a nice little reprieve from phones as well. It's about the experience when you come to Pilgrims. It's totally different than anything that's out there offered. So again, yeah, thank you so much for letting me share our story with Pilgrims and who we're about. And yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Be blessed.